Well, it's a huge game, isn't it, this weekend? Just the 1 point separating you both. How are you feeling for it?
Oh, just super excited for the opportunity to not only play the game with my teammates and to have the opportunity to play in a Glasgow derby is obviously something as a Celtic fan that you only look forward to.
Yeah, and we know how important these head-to-head games are going to be, particularly against the top three sides, Glasgow City and yourselves and Rangers. 1 point, as I mentioned, does that give extra motivation going into it, or do you need any extra motivation?
I don't think you need any extra motivation when these two colours collide in any situation. At the end of the day, we're there to play the game of football, we're not there to play the occasion, and those 3 points will be worth the same weight as the ones that we've reaped from Hearts. So just focus on our performance and move forward positively.
Yeah, we've seen the revamp in the summer of obviously the Women's League, and it's fallen under the SPFL's remit now. How different has it been since that transition?
Oh, I mean, of course, any step forward that the women's game makes to become more professional is obviously one that's greatly welcomed by the girls and the coaching staff. So, the steps that the league are taking forward and the clubs that are following behind is just obviously nothing but positive.
Does it make the league more competitive, do you think? And obviously we'll see a split as well after the next round of fixtures. Does that add an extra spice to things?
Of course, anything different is obviously something that's going to be welcomed, and I think you only have to look at how close the games have been this year, especially against Hearts. A couple of years back we were beating them probably double figures, whereas last weekend we only got them to 3-0, and obviously the growth and the development of the game also means the investment goes up, and obviously that can be spent on players, and obviously the competition is a lot harder.
And just finally from me, last season you narrowly missed out on the title, of course. How do you handle that as a player going into another season, and how do you assess how you have performed so far?
We handle that by saying there was 3 competitions last year and we won 2 of them, and that is our positive spin that we'll put on that. We knocked Rangers out of both cups, and obviously that's a great achievement that we made with that team. But football's a revolving door, and the personnel are different this year, and the colours are the same, and you still fight with the same fight. So that's how we move forward. We move forward in a positive light and stick to the game plan.
Thanks, Caitlin.
How confident is the squad that they can get the victory at the weekend?
Oh, of course. I mean, you've got to be positive, otherwise there'd be no point going out there. So we've got the positivity of moving forward and sticking together, looking at past results in terms of how we've started this league campaign, and yeah, we're positive.
Coming up to these games in training, do you sense there's an extra kind of sense of excitement amongst the players going into them?
Yeah, of course. There's always a buzz when these colours collide, like I said, and we just got to be positive and stick to the game plan. And obviously, it's an opportunity that we all can't wait to take.
In the first Old Firm game of the season, does that set the tone at least until the next one comes around? Do you think?
Yeah, of course. The Glasgow derby is something that we all look forward to, and like I said, you don't have to be from Scotland to know what it means to put on that shirt on a day like this, and we'll be there and we'll turn up, and hopefully if we stick to our game plan and put in the work that we've been putting in these last couple of weeks, then we'll reap the reward of the 3 points.
And just finally, what sort of challenge are you expecting then?
Oh, of course, a great challenge. You only have to look at last year's achievements, but like I said, it's a revolving door. Our door's revolved, and our personnel's also strengthened this year, in my opinion, and we just move forward, take it in our stride and enjoy the moment.
Hi Caitlin, we've had a great record against Rangers since Fran's come in, but that was tarnished a bit last season when we didn't manage a win in the league. So is that long overdue now?
I think it's a very negative way to look at it personally. We lost 3 times in the league, knocked them out of 2 cups, and if we're going to look back last year, well then we'll look the year before back and we beat them 3 times in the league. So in my standing, that's 5-3 to Celtic. So at the end of the day, that's how we'll move forward, and we'll move forward giving ourselves the credit we deserve, which is we're a good outfit, we're ready, we're raring to go, and with the guidance of our coaching staff, we can't wait to have the opportunity to play.
Tomorrow will be the first time really that this Celtic team has played against a large hostile crowd. Every time there's been a big crowd, it's been mostly Celtic fans. How are the team going to cope with that?
It's not something we're focused on. We're focused on our performance. We're a little disappointed that there probably won't be able to be as many Celtic fans, as they have to jump through hoops to get the tickets. But, we'll just move forward and focus on ourselves. At the end of the day, there can be any number of people in that crowd, but we know that 11 have got each other's back till the end. So that's all you need. I would prefer one person with my back fully than 6 people that don't really have my back. So that's how we'll move forward.
Probably the 2 standout players in the league this season have been Jacinta and Clarissa. How How important is it to have those two back in the team for tomorrow if they're playing?
Oh, huge. Can't wait to have them back. They're not just great players, but they're great people. And like I said, like they add a lot to this team, and they make the depth of our squad even stronger. And hopefully tomorrow they'll get a few goals each.
Last one from me. As a central defender, Rangers have got a tactic of motion around set pieces when they will run around and seem to find space. So have you prepared for that?
Of course, we've prepared for everything from set pieces to goal kicks, and that's credit to our coaching staff and doing their hard work behind the scenes, and then giving us the knowledge, and hopefully moving forward there'll be no such movement that we don't already know.
Caitlin, just to say, just how important do you think psychologically those wins were in the cup last season? Just the fact that Rangers seem to have a bit of an aura around them, that they went through the league campaign unbeaten last term. Do you think it's important to draw on the experience of having eliminated them from both tournaments?
I think, like I said before, like it's 5-3 since I've been playing for Celtic, so they can have an aura or this hold over us, but at the end of the day, like they've not. It's still 5-3 to Celtic, and they're not somebody that this team fears, and it's not somebody this team are thinking about last season. There's a lot of new players here. There's a lot of new strategies, new energies around the place, and there's not really too much that's the same. So tomorrow will be the first meeting of two new sides, and like I said, we can't wait for that opportunity, and if the hard work pays off, then we'll reap the reward of 3 points.
Thank you.
Yes, tomorrow's game is a big game for supporters too, and they may give you advice in a loud voice. Do you usually listen to supporters' advice while you are playing, or do you shut off your ears while you are playing?
Well, I'm not too sure Fran Alonso would be happy if he was telling me to step and a fan was telling me to hold and I held. So the main thing is that I focus on the words of my coaches, which we've had all week, and then hopefully their words makes us play well, and the tactics and the strategies are all correct, and hopefully with listening to them and committing to the process, 3 points will be ours.
Obviously Celtic women have only conceded 2 goals across the league season so far. Just how much of a belief does that give you in the team that you can go into games and get results regularly?
Oh, a huge results. If we don't concede, the worst we'll do is a draw. So with that, obviously, there's not really any negative towards that. And then having people like the gentleman at the front said, people like Jazz and Clarissa in your team, you only know that you're going to get an opportunity from somewhere. And if they take one of those opportunities, then the win's ours. So we hold ourselves accountable as that back line, and we're gelling well together, so hopefully tomorrow it won't be broken.
I was just going to ask you about the World Cup. Have you been enjoying it? You've been watching it avidly?
Yeah, it's been enjoyable. I can't confess to be a huge soccer fan as I'm from Warrington, so if I don't say I watch rugby league more than I do football, I won't be allowed back home, but I'm enjoying it. It's a good atmosphere, and it creates a buzz around the team, obviously, because we all get to talk about it at the dinner table. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Does it give a bit of a buzz as well, in the sense that obviously the men's top flight is stopped over here? There'll be hopefully more supporters able to come along and watch while the women's league's still going on? Yeah,
definitely. I think it's, as they leave the main stage, it's our opportunity to kind of take our place, and I think it's a place where we rightfully deserve to be as well as the men. So hopefully there'll be enough investment and we can get enough bums on seats and just enjoy the moment. And even for those that haven't necessarily invested in the game, it's their opportunity to be like, there's nothing local, so we'll go and watch Celtic women, and all we can do is promise that they won't be disappointed.